everybody? Matt with All About Detail here, another episode of our Shop Spotlight. Today we have this 1977 Chevy Impala four-door. Typically not your, very interesting car, but, we've got a little story with this car. And today we have our good friend John McNamara with us. We've done, how many cars for you, John? 3 or 4?
4.
Yep. So this car we've ceramic coated, and it just came in today for just a maintenance wash checkup. And this is just a great car, one of my favorites. John, tell us the story about this car.
Well, it's an ex-municipal marked police car. Was brought into service in DuPage County in the town of Winfield in the fall of 1976. This was the downsized GMB bodies that were brought out for the 77 model year. And it was a marked municipal police car, running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for a full 1 years of service. And then at that time, back then, almost 50 years ago, the employees of the police department were able and given the option to purchase that vehicle for its fair market value that was determined by the local banks back then. And I decided at that point that I would like the car. So I bought the car.
So you're a retired police officer?
Yes, I am. 30 years in that municipality.
And this was your?
This was my patrol vehicle.
This is your patrol vehicle?
Yes.
So what color was this originally?
It was a dusty sand brown color. I drove it home from the, or not home, but I drove it from the dealership, McEwen Fallon Chevrolet in Glen Ellen at Lambert Roosevelt Road, to the police station to send it out to vendors to get it marked with decals, radios, et cetera, et cetera.
And what have you done to this car?
Everything. Everything. The engine has been replaced. It had a small block Chevrolet V8 engine in it at the time. It now has what is called a built 400 cubic inch small block, board 30 over, flat top TRW pistons, 202 Hewley heads, Edelbrock Performer intake, Holly 750 vacuum secondary carb, comp cam, magnum, camshaft, hooker headers, etc., etc. The transmission back then was what they call a metric transmission. It was upgraded to a traditional 350 turbo hydromatic with Fairbanks component, heavy-duty competition components, torque converters, shift, bands, etc. And then the rear end in the car is out of a 96 Impala SS, 342 Detroit locker with rear disc brakes.
So this is no longer like the Blues Brothers vehicle, cop shocks, cop motor, cop tires.
No, it's all been changed. Then it was painted, the color you're looking at was painted by Kieran McNicholas from Max Body Shop in Carroll Stream in the summer of 1989.
Wow, that paint is this old.
The paint job is almost 35 years old.
Wow. How many miles a year do you think you put on this car?
I probably put on around 1,000 miles a year.
And what about the interior? Is the interior basically the way it was? What have you done with that?
Oh, the interior's been redone. I installed a set of genuine Recaro bucket seats into the car, a console, the headliner, the carpeting, everything has been replaced. The door cards in the car out of Oldsmobile 88 of that era. The interior has basically been redone. The only thing really original left to the car on the interior is the dashboard pad and just a few other minor. It's been redone. It's been redone.
And these wheels are from what, 90s era Impala SS, right?
94 through 96 Impala Super Sports. It's a 17-inch wheel. I believe it's 8 inches wide by 17. BF Goodrich Comp TA tires on it. Yeah. Got a Flowmaster American Thunder exhaust system on it, a Proform transmission double hump for dual exhaust transmission cross member out, which was a big job because these cars were never designed in the 70s for dual exhaust. That was the advent of this. When this car came out, they were all catalytic converter single exhaust cars.
Wow.
So to make it into a dual exhaust car, we had to change a lot underneath the car.
Interesting. Very interesting. And you actually brought one of your kids home in this car,
All
right?
four of my children. This was a daily driver for me. I bought the car from the village in the winter of 1978-79, and I brought all four of my children home from the hospital in this car. So it is a family heirloom.
Yeah, they can never get rid of this car, can they?
No.
Well, John, thank you so much for bringing this in. We really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions about this car, feel free to comment below. I'll do my best to answer them or contact John and get some more information from you. If you have any questions about our services, give us a call, 630-664-7206.